Hey everyone, welcome back to Origami Canada. Christmas is almost here, and today I have Santa Claus's stocking for you. It's a 3D model that looks very cool on your table, and it's not hard to make at all. Let's get started. So what you need for this is one sheet of paper that has two colors on either side, as you want the white rim to make it look like it's Christmas. So we have the paper here, and what we're gonna do is we're going to fold this piece of paper. We're gonna choose a side, so obviously we want the rim to be white. So we're gonna fold down a little white strip, like so. Just approximate it, like a little bit like that. Like so. And then we're gonna fold the bottom towards that strip that we folded down. Like so. And we need to flatten everything out. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna fold down these two corners on the bigger flap. Make sure you line everything up and fold flat, like so. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Make sure you're lining up everything. And flatten out the model. Use your nails to flatten out everything. So our model should look like this right now. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this rim and fold it to the base. And we're going to do that like so. Reaching all the way to that corner. So we're gonna go from like this. You can use your nails on this, but just make sure the base is lining up. Crease this line. Open it back up. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side. So we're gonna line this with the base. And make sure when you're folding this flap doesn't slip out like this. You wanna make sure you hold it back while folding it like this. So, just to make sure the inner crease is gonna line up with the whole crease over here. So we're gonna push this flap back in. When we're doing this step, I'm gonna do the same thing here. You can see, opening it back up, we have two creases that cross one another. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold this, we're gonna unfold this, and we're gonna make a little crease like this. So we're gonna turn to the back and we're gonna fold this in half sideways, but only pinching this tip, like so. Just pinch it a little bit, increase it like that. See how I only pinch this bit, preferably to the where these two creases crossed. Okay, let's go to the front and we're gonna fold down these two flaps again, like what we just did. So we folded one like this and we folded the other one like this. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna fold them together. But since we have an extra crease now, we can sort of bring it together like this. I'll do that again. So the model was like this before, and using these three creases, 1, 2, 3, we're able to form what we call a rabbit ear. And we're just gonna flatten out this flap on either side. So I'm just gonna do it on the left, doesn't really matter. Model looks like this right now. And guys, we're actually almost done. It's not obvious right now, but I'll show you the magic. So what we're gonna do now is the top ridge for the white ridge over here. We're going to adjust it. We're going to unfold it. We're going to slightly shift it. Before it was, we lined this edge with the larger edge, and same thing over here. But we're going to shift it this time, so we can just shift it a tiny little bit, just a tiny bit. So that this white strip becomes a tiny bit narrower, and this white strip becomes a tiny bit wider. So along those lines, like so. So now you can see they're not lined up, and I kind of changed the crease a little bit, like that. Just making this narrow and this a bit wider. Makes a very small difference, but this makes the next step a lot easier. Just make sure you flatten it. Okay, after this is flattened, we're actually gonna wrap this whole thing around. And guys, this is like one of the last steps. So we're gonna wrap this around. Just back to the back, we're gonna try to make a circle. So this is where this little circle thing comes from. I'm going to do that. Just make sure the paper is flattened. And that we can make a smooth circle shape. Okay, I think it's pretty curved. So now what we're gonna do is, remember we made a wider white strip here and a narrower white strip. And this created like a height difference. So this will be a bit taller and this will be a bit shorter. We're gonna stick the shorter side into the taller side. And this is why we did that step, to make it easier to fit. So as you can see, I'm bringing everything to the back like this. Like this. And I'm gonna fit the wider white edge under the narrower. Like so. And on the bottom, and that's not gonna keep this in place, like it will fall apart, but we can do the same thing on the bottom, just with the angle. So we're gonna put one of them under, slip it under. So we're gonna slip it under like this, on the top like that, and on the bottom we're gonna slip that under too, so we can actually slip this corner under that. So now this thing won't fall apart, and we can curve out the overlap as well to make the overall model a bit smoother. And as you can see, this top white strip basically forms a uniform one on top. And the leg of the boot is pretty much there, as you can see. So we're making it into a circle similar to this. Now you can see these boots, they look like they won't be comfy to wear, but this one has a really sharp thing. And I'll show you how to do the last step now, because the leg of the boot is already done, so all we need is to fix the actual foot part. So what we're gonna do is go to the bottom, and you're gonna push this part flat. So instead of this, you're gonna push this area flat like this, and you're gonna, using this finger to just sort of shape it and make it a bit rounder over here. So just make this foot part a bit rounder, like this. And you're gonna push this, and you can make a fold along the leg part of the boot. And just make sure everything smooths out. And there we go. We got a Santa's boot. Pretty cool to put on your desk. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great Christmas.